forbidden secrets of metaphysics were never meant to be heard so openly. Yet here they are, unfolding before you. For 3 hours, you will step into knowledge that quietly reshapes the way reality responds to you. Listen closely, because once this enters your awareness, you will never be the same. Forbidden Secrets of Metaphysics. Introduction. The universe speaks in vibrations, and you are its most intricate instrument. Every thought you harbor is a frequency, a subtle wave that ripples through the quantum landscape of existence. Metaphysics reveals what science has long whispered, that consciousness is not merely an observer, but the fundamental creator of reality. When you understand that your inner state generates external experience, you transcend the illusion of randomness. Your emotions are not passive reactions, but active generators of energy, broadcasting signals that magnetize corresponding experiences into your lived reality. Each thought is a seed, each feeling its soil, each manifestation the inevitable fruit. The law of attraction operates with mathematical precision. It does not judge, negotiate, or discriminate. It simply responds. Your predominant mental and emotional states are translated into vibrational frequencies that attract matching experiences. Abundance, struggle, joy, or limitation are not accidents, but precise reflections of your internal broadcast. Imagine your consciousness as a radio transmitter. The frequency you consistently emit determines what signals you receive. Doubt, fear, and scarcity create a static-filled transmission that attracts interference. Clarity, trust, and expansive belief generate a crystal-clear signal that draws synchronistic opportunities with remarkable consistency. This is not mysticism, but the hidden science of energetic alignment. Ancient wisdom traditions understood what modern quantum physics is now confirming. Consciousness shapes matter. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself through a unique focal point of awareness. Your transformation begins with recognizing your role as an active participant in creation, not a passive recipient of circumstances. Each moment offers a choice: to perpetuate old patterns or to deliberately tune your inner landscape toward what you authentically desire. Before we get into the book, comment "I am ready" to affirm your intention to the universe. Part 1. The Hidden Blueprint of Creation. Chapter 1. The Whisper in the Mirror. You stand at the threshold of understanding, where thought transforms from ethereal whisper to tangible reality. The mirror of consciousness reflects not just your physical form, but the infinite potential dwelling within your innermost being. Imagine the quantum landscape of existence as a responsive canvas, where every brushstroke of thought creates living, breathing manifestations. Your internal vision is the primordial force that shapes experience long before physical evidence emerges. This is the sacred alchemy of creation, where intention becomes substance and awareness births worlds. The universe listens with exquisite precision to the frequency of your inner dialogue. When you shift from a state of struggle to a state of possibility, you are not merely changing thoughts. You are restructuring the very fabric of reality. Your consciousness is a powerful transmitter, broadcasting signals that magnetize corresponding experiences into your lived reality. Consider the profound moment when Bertie Ray Fellows stood upon a sunlit bridge, releasing his anxiety with a single transformative breath. His inner surrender was not a passive act, but an active recalibration of his energetic signature. In that instant, he understood that perception is not a passive window, but a creative force, a living instrument through which you sculpt your experience. The boundary between what appears solid and what seems ephemeral is far more fluid than most understand. Your thoughts are not weightless. They are the earliest form of matter, vibrating with potential, waiting to crystallize into physical form. Each image you hold internally begins its journey toward manifestation, echoing through the quantum field until it becomes visible to physical sight. When you truly grasp this principle, you recognize that you are not a victim of circumstances, but the architect of your experience. Your awareness is the seed, your intention, the nurturing soil, and your sustained belief, the sunlight that brings manifestation to fruition. Practice. As dawn breaks, sit in quiet stillness before your mirror. Gaze into your reflection, visualizing yourself radiating silver light, a luminous being of pure potential. Speak softly to your reflection, as if communicating with your most trusted ally. Whisper words of empowerment, of possibility, of unwavering belief. Allow the boundary between what is seen and unseen to dissolve, merging into one infinite mirror of consciousness. Chapter 2. The Field That Listens. You stand at the threshold of understanding a profound universal truth. Your inner landscape shapes the world around you. The story of Evelyn Grace Porter unfolds like a delicate tapestry, revealing how your most subtle emotional frequencies dance with the cosmic intelligence that surrounds you. Imagine yourself walking through golden fields, each step a whispered conversation with the universe. Evelyn wandered these fragrant meadows, her dreams floating like luminous balloons above her, tethered not by gravity, but by the gossamer threads of intention. Her gratitude was no mere word, but a living energy that pulsed from her heart. The universe, you must understand, is not a distant, indifferent mechanism. It is a living, breathing field of consciousness that listens, not to the words you speak, but to the emotional tone beneath them. Every feeling you emit is a signal, a vibrational invitation that summons corresponding experiences. Consider Harold Finn Montgomery, a man who understood the alchemy of transformation. He would write his fears on parchment, each stroke of ink a release of inner turbulence. Then, in a ritual of liberation, he would burn these papers, watching the smoke rise like a prayer, each curl of gray representing a surrendered limitation. Remarkably, as he released these inner constraints, the external world responded. Obstacles dissolved, and opportunities emerged where resistance once stood. This is not coincidence, but the precise mechanics of universal response. The core teaching reveals a stunning truth. Detachment completes creation. When you cling too tightly to outcomes, you constrict the flow of potential. Like a river blocked by fallen trees, your energy becomes stagnant. But when you release, when you trust the unseen currents, miracles begin to assemble themselves. Your emotional frequency is the language through which the universe understands your deepest desires. It listens not to your words, but to the vibration underneath, the unspoken music of your inner state. The practice. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Now begin to whisper gratitude to the invisible space around you. Do not focus on specific things, but radiate appreciation into the unseen. Whisper softly, allowing each word to be carried by your breath. Continue this practice until you sense a gentle peace responding, a soft echo that seems to embrace you from within and without. This is the universe acknowledging your frequency, preparing to weave your intentions into reality. Chapter 3. The Alchemy of Thought. You stand at the threshold of a profound revelation, a moment where the invisible threads of consciousness weave themselves into the tapestry of your lived experience. The universe listens not to your words, but to the vibrational signature of your inner landscape. Lucille Jane Barrett's journey illuminates a transformative truth. Perception is not a passive window, but an active paintbrush. When she replaced the heavy cloak of complaint with the luminous garment of curiosity, something extraordinary occurred. The world around her did not merely change, it responded. Imagine your thoughts as living energies, each carrying a distinct frequency that resonates through the quantum field. Some thoughts contract, drawing shadows closer. Others expand, releasing light into every corner of possibility. This is not metaphor, but the intricate science of consciousness. Consider Timothy Boyd Andrews, who transmuted heartbreak not through denial, but through radical reinterpretation. Where others might have seen suffering, he recognized raw creative potential. By choosing to view pain as a teacher rather than a punishment, he alchemized his inner experience. The great mind of the universe does not judge your experiences. It reflects them. Your beliefs are not mere mental constructs, but powerful generators of reality. Each thought carries a vibrational signature that attracts corresponding experiences, like a precise musical chord summoning its harmonious companions. When you shift from resistance to curiosity, from complaint to wonder, you alter the very fabric of your perception. The external world is not something happening to you, but a living canvas continuously painted by your inner state. Your next challenge is to practice conscious transmutation. When a negative thought arises, and it will, pause. Transform that thought from a statement of limitation into a question of learning. Feel how this simple shift creates an internal alchemy, turning lead into gold. Practice. In your next moment of challenge, pause. Take a deep breath. Where you might have previously said, "This is impossible," ask instead, "What can I learn from this?" Feel the energy shift as curiosity replaces judgment, as openness dissolves contraction. The field is listening, and it is always, always ready to respond. Chapter 4. The Resonance of Joy. You stand at the threshold of a profound revelation. Joy is not something that happens to you. It is a creative force you generate from within, a vibrational key that unlocks entire dimensions of possibility. Imagine Dottie Lou Chambers, who understood this secret long before the world caught up with her wisdom. She would rise before the golden dawn, her bare feet dancing across the wooden porch, her laughter bubbling up from some inexhaustible well of pure delight. Her joy was not dependent on circumstance, but was instead the very instrument through which she tuned the molecular structure of her reality. When you laugh without reason, you are not being frivolous. You are performing an act of quantum engineering. each ripple of genuine happiness sends waves through the invisible fabric of existence, reorganizing potential and inviting synchronicity. Consider Freddie Dean Carter, a man who transformed financial struggle through the alchemy of joy. Where others saw debt, he saw opportunity. His genuine laughter was not a denial of challenge, but a frequency that invited unexpected solutions. Logic might calculate limitations, but joy designs miracles. The universe listens to your emotional tone more intently than your words. Your inner state is a broadcasting station, constantly sending signals that shape your external experience. When you choose joy, not as a reaction, but as a deliberate practice, you become a magnet for transformation. This is not about forced positivity or suppressing genuine emotions. True joy emerges from a deep acceptance of life's ever-changing landscape. It is a radical act of trust, a declaration that your inner peace is more powerful than any external condition. Your emotions are not merely psychological experiences. They are vibrational technologies that can reshape reality. Each moment of genuine happiness is an invitation to the universe, a signal that you are ready to receive beyond your current understanding. The practice is simple yet profound. Recall a moment of pure, unbridled joy. Close your eyes and let that memory fill your chest. Feel how the remembrance creates a humming sensation, a vibrational resonance that begins to expand. Carry this frequency into every interaction, every conversation. Let joy become your passport to new worlds. Practice. Recall one joyful memory until your chest hums, carrying that vibration into every conversation so that joy becomes your passport to new worlds. Chapter 5. The Unseen Architecture. You stand at the threshold of understanding the mystical architecture of creation, where every thought weaves itself into the invisible fabric of reality. Like Beulah Rose Hammond, who saw geometric patterns dancing above her consciousness, you are about to comprehend that manifestation is not magic, but a precise science of energy and intention. The universe speaks in the language of structure and flow, where your innermost beliefs become the blueprint of your experiences. Imagine for a moment that your dreams are not fragile whispers, but solid constructions waiting to take form. Just as an architect envisions a building before the first stone is laid, you too can design the landscape of your life through sustained emotion and unwavering trust. Walter Gene Abbott understood this principle intimately. He knew that patience was not passive waiting, but an active state of confident expectation. When he held his intention, the vision of his desired home, he did so with the certainty of an architect who knows every beam and cornerstone will align perfectly. His faith was not wishful thinking, but a powerful frequency that resonated through the quantum field, calling forth his reality. Your beliefs are the scaffolding upon which your experiences are built. Each thought is a beam of potential, each emotion a cornerstone of manifestation. The universe does not distinguish between what is and what could be. It simply responds to the blueprint you consistently project. This is not about forcing outcomes, but about creating a vibrational harmony so pure that your desires cannot help but materialize. Trust becomes your most potent instrument, transforming the invisible into the tangible. When you align your inner vision with calm certainty, you activate the universal mechanism of creation. The key is not to struggle or strain, but to hold your vision with the same ease with which a tree grows, naturally, inevitably, without doubt. Your desires are not separate from you. They are extensions of your consciousness, waiting to be called forth. Practice by imagining beams of light forming the shape of your desire above you, trusting they are already framed and strong. Close your eyes and visualize these luminous structures, feeling their solidity and permanence. Let each beam represent an aspect of your intention, one for abundance, another for love, another for purpose. Feel these light beams as real, existing structures that are already complete, merely waiting for your full recognition. Chapter 6. The Power of Allowing. You stand at the threshold of understanding a profound universal truth. Surrender is not weakness, but the most powerful alignment with cosmic intelligence. The journey of Nora Lee Bishop mirrors your own internal struggle, a battle against life's unfolding that has exhausted your spirit and dimmed your inner light. Imagine control as a tightly clenched fist. Each attempt to manipulate outcomes creates tension that repels the very blessings you seek. Your life has been a testament to forced effort, where pushing harder only increased resistance. But there is another way, a path of graceful surrender. Nora's transformation began when she finally whispered those sacred words, "Let it happen." In that moment of release, something extraordinary occurred. The universe, which had been waiting patiently, began to orchestrate opportunities she could never have engineered through sheer willpower. Miracles assembled themselves like elegant guests at a reunion, each arriving precisely when needed. Gordon Paul Willis understood this principle intimately. He had spent years chasing success with furious determination, only to find that true abundance arrives when you soften your grip. His serenity became an invitation, a gentle beacon that attracted possibilities logic could never calculate. Surrender is not passive resignation, but active cooperation with the rhythm of existence. It is a sophisticated dance where you trust the music of the universe more than your own limited choreography. When you align with this cosmic timing, you become a conduit for grace, allowing life to move through you rather than constantly struggling against its current. Your natural impulse might be to resist, to control, to predict. But the wisdom of surrender teaches that your most powerful state is one of relaxed expectancy. You are not diminishing your power by letting go. You are expanding your capacity to receive. Consider how a river does not fight its path but flows around obstacles. Water does not struggle. It adapts. It moves. It finds its way effortlessly. Your life can mirror this natural intelligence when you learn to trust the unseen currents guiding you. The practice now calls you to a moment of profound alignment. Breathe deeply 5 slow times, each breath a release of tension. Inhale possibility, exhale control. Whisper inwardly, everything unfolds in perfect rhythm. Feel the resistance within you dissolve, like mist surrendering to morning light. As you breathe, sense the invisible architecture of support surrounding you. The universe is not indifferent. It is responsive, intelligent, and fundamentally supportive of your deepest intentions when you learn to collaborate rather than combat. Chapter 7. Mirrors of Relationship. You stand at the threshold of a profound revelation. The universe speaks through the intricate tapestry of human relationships, weaving a language far more complex than mere words. Your external world is not a random collection of encounters, but a carefully crafted mirror designed to reflect the most hidden landscapes of your inner self. Hazel June Whitaker's journey illuminates this universal truth. In her workplace, where tension crackled like static electricity, she began to recognize a deeper pattern. Her critical boss was not merely an adversary, but a messenger carrying fragments of her own unresolved self-doubt. Each sharp comment, each disapproving glance was not an attack, but an invitation to look deeper. The law of attraction operates with exquisite precision in the realm of human connections. Every relationship serves as a feedback mechanism, revealing the uncharted territories of your consciousness. What you perceive externally is always a projection of your internal state, a cosmic reflection system that responds to your most intimate vibrations. Consider how your inner landscape shapes your outer experience. When you harbor criticism toward yourself, the world arranges mirrors to reflect that exact frequency. Your relationships become intricate dance partners, moving in synchronicity with your deepest beliefs about yourself. Clyde Perry Monroe understood this mystical principle. Instead of fighting against the reflections presented by others, he chose radical acceptance. He began to see each interaction as an opportunity for self-understanding. Where conflict once resided, he cultivated connection. By loving the reflection in others, he transformed the very energy of his interactions. This is not about passive acceptance, but active recognition. Every person who enters your life carries a message, sometimes gentle, sometimes challenging, but always meaningful. They are not separate from you, but extensions of your own consciousness, presenting opportunities for growth and healing. The universal intelligence communicates through these intricate relational dynamics. Your job is not to resist or control, but to listen, to observe, to recognize that every interaction is an invitation to deeper self-knowledge. When you approach your relationships with this understanding, something miraculous occurs. Judgment softens. Compassion emerges. The boundaries between self and other become translucent, revealing the interconnected nature of all experience. Practice by looking at today's most difficult interaction through the lens of self-recognition until gratitude softens judgment into compassion. Chapter 8. The Frequency of Forgiveness. You stand at the threshold of transformation, where the ancient wisdom of forgiveness whispers its most potent secret. Liberation is not about changing others, but releasing the energy you've been holding captive within yourself. Mabel Ann Tucker carried her resentments like heavy stones, each memory a weight that pressed down on her spirit. Years of unresolved pain etched lines of bitterness across her face, a landscape of unexpressed hurt. But in one miraculous moment, she understood that she was the one perpetually throwing that stone, keeping the wound alive through her own continuous grip. The instant she chose to let go, something extraordinary happened. Her body felt lighter, as if invisible chains had dissolved. Forgiveness was not about condoning past actions, but about reclaiming her own energy from the prison of past pain. This is the profound metaphysical truth. Forgiveness acts as a vibration liberator. When you release resentment, you free trapped energy, allowing it to flow into new creation. Each moment of forgiveness is an alchemical act, transforming lead-like memories into golden opportunities. Consider Otis Ray Chapman, who discovered this universal principle through his own journey. When a trusted friend betrayed him, Otis initially felt the familiar surge of anger. But something within him chose a different path. He consciously decided to forgive, not for the other person's sake, but for his own spiritual freedom. Remarkably, after his act of forgiveness, strange and unexpected blessings began to multiply in his life. It was as if the universe had been waiting, poised for that precise moment of release. His willingness to let go created space for new possibilities, new connections, new paths of potential. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is a metaphysical cleanse that purifies your internal landscape. Each resentment you hold is like a dam blocking the river of your potential. When you release it, you restore the natural flow of life's energy. Your relationships are not accidents, but carefully constructed mirrors, reflecting back the most hidden parts of yourself. What you cannot accept in others often reveals what you have not yet accepted within yourself. Forgiveness becomes the tool that polishes these mirrors, allowing you to see clearly. The universe responds to your internal state with remarkable precision. Your willingness to forgive sends ripples through the quantum field, realigning circumstances and relationships with your newfound clarity. Practice by imagining the person you struggle with bathed in light, both of you smiling as chains dissolve quietly into dust. Chapter 9. The Law of Harmony. The universe whispers its secrets through the subtle vibrations of consciousness, and you are its most intricate instrument. Just as a musical composition requires harmony to create beauty, your inner landscape determines the melody of your external experience. Pearl Frances Lowry understood this profound truth long before most. She watched how her internal turbulence would manifest as external disruption. Arguments erupting, plans falling apart, opportunities slipping through her fingers like sand. But something shifted when she began to recognize that her inner state was not a passive backdrop, but the very conductor of her life's symphony. Your thoughts are not mere passing clouds, but electromagnetic signals that resonate through the quantum field. Each thought carries a frequency, a tone that reverberates far beyond your immediate perception. When you harbor discord, anger, fear, resentment, you create a cacophony that attracts corresponding experiences. Nelson Hugh Rivers discovered this universal principle through his own transformative journey. Initially driven by scarcity and competition, his business ventures felt like constant battles. Projects would stall, partnerships would fracture, and success seemed perpetually out of reach. But when he shifted his fundamental intention from personal gain to genuine service, something remarkable occurred. The moment Nelson's motivations aligned with a broader vision of contribution, the energy around his work transformed. Opportunities began flowing with an almost miraculous ease. Collaborators were drawn to his authentic approach. His success was no longer something he chased, but a natural extension of his aligned inner state. This is the essence of cooperative vibration, when your internal frequency harmonizes with the larger universal rhythm. You are not separate from the world around you, but an integral note in the grand orchestration of existence. Your thoughts, emotions, and intentions are not isolated events, but active participants in creating reality. The universal law of energy seeks balance constantly. Like water finding its level, Your consciousness naturally gravitates towards alignment. When you release resistance and tune yourself to harmony, life begins to move with surprising grace. Your power lies not in controlling external circumstances, but in mastering your internal state. Each thought is a brushstroke on the canvas of reality. Each emotion is a tone in the music of manifestation. When you learn to conduct your inner orchestra with intention and awareness, the world around you cannot help but dance to your melody. Practice by listening to soft music tonight, feeling yourself becoming a note in the greater orchestral fabric of existence. Chapter 10. The Voice Within Silence. You stand at the threshold of understanding, where silence transforms from empty space to a living wisdom. The universe does not shout its secrets, it whispers them to those quiet enough to listen. Lottie Jean Steele understood this profound truth long before most. In her small farmhouse kitchen, surrounded by the gentle hum of afternoon light, she learned that answers do not arrive through restless seeking, but through a stillness so profound it becomes a conversation with the unseen. Imagine for a moment the power of pure listening, not with your ears, but with your entire being. When Lottie would sit by her worn wooden table, she discovered that beneath the surface of everyday noise lived a realm of extraordinary guidance. Her intuition was not a distant voice, but an intimate companion waiting to be heard. The core teaching reveals a sacred truth. Silence is the bridge between your limited personal consciousness and the boundless intelligence of the universe. Each moment of quiet is an invitation, each breath a potential portal to deeper understanding. Amos Dale Connor experienced this revelation under the vast canvas of starlit nights. By stopping the constant chatter of his mind, by releasing the need to constantly analyze and control, he created space for something miraculous. Meditation became his gateway, and in those moments of pure receptivity, the universe would communicate, not through words, but through a knowing that resonated in the deepest chambers of his heart. This is not mysticism, but a fundamental law of existence. Your inner silence is not emptiness, but a living, breathing intelligence waiting to guide you. When you quiet the mind's incessant commentary, you open yourself to insights that transcend logical thought. The interpretation is clear. True guidance arrives not through effort, but through surrender. It comes softly, like morning mist, filling the spaces you create through stillness. Your most profound wisdom does not shout, it whispers. Practice by spending 5 quiet minutes each day listening with your heart instead of ears, until inner silence becomes your most trusted teacher. Part 2. The Hidden Mechanisms of Manifestation. Chapter 11. The Magnet of Desire. You stand at the edge of creation, where your deepest longing transforms from whispered possibility into tangible reality. Desire is not a mere want, but the universe's most potent language of manifestation. Millie Ruth Henson understood this secret long before her bakery became a local landmark. In the quiet moments before dawn, she would close her eyes and see her small shop filled with warmth, golden light streaming through windows, the aroma of fresh bread embracing smiling customers, laughter dancing between shelves of perfectly crafted pastries. Her imagination was not idle dreaming, but a precise blueprint being etched into the fabric of reality. Each visualization was an invitation, each imagined scene a command to the universal energy surrounding her. Desire, you must understand, is not greed or desperate clutching. It is the purest form of creative energy, a sacred signal that calls forth transformation. Edgar Glenn Porter discovered this truth through his own journey. Once trapped in a landscape of limitation, he learned that longing itself was a powerful frequency. When he finally felt truly worthy of his dreams, something extraordinary occurred. The world around him began to shift, rearranging its molecules to match the vibration of his innermost aspirations. This is the profound alchemy of desire. It is destiny calling itself through you. Your deepest, most authentic longings are not random wishes, but sacred communications from your highest self. They are breadcrumbs leading you toward your most expansive expression. Imagine desire as a magnetic field, quietly but persistently drawing experiences, opportunities, and connections toward you. When you align with this energy, truly feeling its resonance in your body, believing in its possibility, the universe begins to conspire on your behalf. The interpretation is clear. Your desires are not separate from you. They are living, breathing extensions of your creative potential. They are not something to chase, but to embody. When you feel the fulfillment of your longing so completely that joy outpaces need, you create a powerful, energetic invitation. Practice by feeling your desire fulfilled now until joy outpaces need and life hastens to balance the equation. Chapter 12. The Power of Expectation. You stand at the threshold of understanding how desire transforms from a whispered longing to a magnetic force that reshapes reality. Like Susie Mae Duncan, who trusted in the unseen potential of life even when winter's cold breath threatened to silence all promise, you too can learn to cultivate expectation as the most powerful creative energy. Imagine planting seeds of intention when everything around you suggests impossibility. Susie knew something profound that most overlook. Belief generates its own warmth, its own climate of possibility. Her tulip bulbs were more than simple seeds. They were declarations of faith planted in frozen ground, a testament to the invisible power of expectation. The universe listens not to your words, but to the frequency of your conviction. When you expect miracles, you alter the very fabric of potential. Clayton Earl Ramsey understood this principle intimately. He didn't merely hope for kindness. He expected it with such unwavering certainty that the world around him began to respond. Strangers would smile unprompted, opportunities would materialize, and synchronicities would dance at the edges of his awareness. Your expectations are not passive wishes, but active commands. They are the blueprint that compels energy to organize itself around your deepest convictions. Each thought you hold becomes a vibrational invitation, drawing experiences that match its essence. When you expect good, you are not engaging in wishful thinking but participating in the fundamental architecture of creation. The great secret is that expectation transcends desire. While desire points to what you want, expectation declares what you know is already forming. It is the difference between asking and knowing. When you truly expect, you remove the barrier between possibility and manifestation. Clayton's experience reveals a profound truth. The world responds to your internal state. Your expectations are like invisible threads weaving through the quantum field, guiding experiences toward you with remarkable precision. Kind encounters, unexpected support, moments of grace. These are not random, but the direct result of your internal frequency. The universe does not distinguish between what you fear and what you expect. It simply responds to the energy you consistently broadcast. Your job is to calibrate that broadcast, to tune your inner radio to the station of possibility, of trust, of unwavering belief. Practice by ending your day assuming everything conspires kindly for you, feeling safe inside that unspoken contract. Chapter 13. The Alignment of Self-Worth. You stand at the threshold of your most profound revelation, the secret mechanism that transforms mere wishes into living reality. The universe does not respond to your words, but to the vibration of your innermost beliefs about yourself. Ruth Ellen McCoy's journey illuminates a universal truth. Your external world is but a mirror reflecting your internal landscape of self-worth. For years, she yearned for love while simultaneously broadcasting a quiet, persistent message of undeservingness. Her thoughts were like invisible walls, constructing barriers around her heart even as she claimed to desire connection. The turning point arrived not through grand gestures, but through a subtle inner shift. Ruth began to recognize that her belief in her own unworthiness was the very frequency repelling the very love she sought. Each time she imagined romance, an underlying whisper would counteract, "Not for someone like me." Healing emerged when she understood that self-worth is not earned, but remembered. Like dust covering an ancient mirror, societal narratives and past wounds had obscured her innate value. As she began to gently wipe away these layers, her reflection changed. Not physically, but energetically. Vernon Clyde Hayes embodied this principle with remarkable simplicity. Each morning, he would stand before his mirror and bless his own reflection. "You are worthy," he would say. Not as a desperate affirmation, but as a statement of immutable truth. His confidence was not manufactured but awakened, a remembrance of his inherent dignity. The universe operates on precise energetic principles. It does not distinguish between your conscious desires and your underlying beliefs. Your deepest convictions are the blueprint, your emotions, the construction crew. When Ruth aligned her internal narrative with her external desire, love arrived not as a conquest, but as a natural expression. This is not about manipulation or magical thinking. It is about recognition, seeing yourself with the same compassionate clarity with which the universe sees you. Whole, complete, intrinsically valuable. Your worth is not a destination to reach, but a truth to embody. Each time you genuinely feel your own value, you recalibrate the energetic field around you. Opportunities, relationships, and experiences begin to resonate with this elevated frequency. Practice by gazing at yourself each morning and saying mentally, "I am already enough," until the words feel factual and heavy with peace. Before we get into the next chapter, you can download a free ebook version of this audiobook using the link in the pinned comment below this video. Chapter 14. The Secret of Emotion. You stand at the threshold of understanding that your inner emotional landscape is not merely a passive backdrop, but the very conductor of your life's symphony. Your feelings are not random whispers, but precise navigational instruments, guiding the vessel of your existence. Ida June Lambert discovered something remarkable about manifestation, a secret so subtle yet powerful that it transformed her entire perception of creation. She realized that gentle excitement carried more potent creative energy than desperate, grasping longing. Where anxiety constricts, appreciation opens. Where fear narrows, joy expands. Emotion is energy in perpetual motion, and this motion determines the speed and direction of your manifestations. Each feeling you generate is like a unique frequency, broadcasting a signal into the quantum field. The universe does not distinguish between what you want and what you feel. It responds to the emotional tone underneath your desires. Wallace Dean Cooper exemplified this principle beautifully, where once he approached his goals with tight-fisted anxiety, he learned to replace tension with genuine appreciation. The moment he shifted from desperate striving to grateful anticipation, his results began to flow with astonishing ease. His external world began to mirror his internal state of calm expectancy. The core teaching reveals a profound truth. Manifestation is not a mechanical process of thinking hard, but an organic unfolding guided by emotional resonance. Your feelings are the real currency of creation. They are the energetic blueprint that materializes your experiences, far more powerful than isolated thoughts or intellectual strategizing. When you align your emotional state with the essence of what you wish to attract, you become a magnetic field of invitation. The universe doesn't respond to your words or even your thoughts. It responds to your vibration. And your vibration is determined by how you feel. This understanding transforms manifestation from a complex technique into a natural, intuitive process. You are not fighting against reality, but dancing with it. Your emotions are not obstacles, but navigational tools. Each feeling is a message, each sensation a guidance system. The interpretation is clear. Emotion determines the altitude of your manifestations. The higher your emotional frequency, the more expansive your creative potential. Joy, appreciation, gentle excitement, these are not just pleasant states, but powerful transmission signals that reconfigure reality. Practice by summoning a feeling of gentle joy before visualizing any goal. Letting that emotion carry the image like wind carries a kite. Chapter 15. The Echo of Words. You stand at the threshold of understanding one of the most potent yet overlooked mechanisms of creation, the vibrational power of your spoken word. Language is not merely a tool of communication, but a sacred instrument of transformation. Each word you utter carries an energetic signature that reverberates through the quantum fabric of existence, shaping reality far beyond the immediate moment of its utterance. When Velma Kate Burton began to speak about her perceived failures with kindness and compassion, something extraordinary happened. Her words were no longer weapons of self-criticism, but alchemical tools of transmutation. She discovered that by reframing her experiences not as defeats, but as essential chapters in her journey of growth, the very energy around her began to shift. Imagine your words as living entities, each carrying a unique frequency that communicates directly with the universal intelligence. They are not just sounds passing through air, but encoded messages that interact with the subtle energetic fields surrounding you. When you speak with gentleness, with hope, with understanding, you are literally recalibrating the vibrational landscape of your life. Louis Mark Greenwood understood this principle intimately. He had spent years complaining about his circumstances, his words dripping with frustration and limitation. But when he consciously chose to transform his language, praising the small victories, expressing gratitude for lessons learned, acknowledging the potential in every challenge, something remarkable occurred. Opportunities began to align themselves around him. Doors that once seemed permanently closed started to creak open. This is not mere positive thinking. This is precise, energetic engineering. Your speech is a form of spiritual technology, a direct interface between your inner world and the manifesting power of the universe. Each word is a brush stroke on the canvas of reality, each sentence a spell that can either contract or expand your experience. The universe does not distinguish between what you consider real and what you speak into existence. It responds to the emotional tone, the underlying vibration of your communication. When your words are infused with love, with possibility, with genuine belief, they become powerful invocations that reshape your lived experience. Practice by blessing every sentence today with beauty, noticing how conversation transforms into quiet magic. Chapter 16. The Secret Between Thoughts. You stand at the threshold of understanding, where breath becomes the bridge between the seen and unseen worlds. Every moment of stillness carries within it the potential of creation, a sacred pause where the universe listens most intently. Words ripple through existence, but it is in the spaces between words, between breaths, that true transformation occurs. Just as Florinell Stewart discovered the infinite serenity in the microscopic moment between inhaling and exhaling, you too can learn to inhabit these quantum intervals of potential. The rhythm of life is not found in constant motion, but in the deliberate pauses that reset energetic momentum. Like Frank Leroy Holland, who learned that waiting between decisions invites perfect timing and elegant solutions, you can discover the power of strategic stillness. Imagine your breath as a living gateway. Each inhale draws in possibility. Each exhale releases what no longer serves. But it is in that gossamer-thin moment between, that suspended instant where breath transforms from intake to release, that magic whispers its most intimate secrets. This is not passive waiting, but active receptivity. Your consciousness expands in these moments, creating space for inspiration to enter. The universe communicates not through loud proclamations, but through gentle nudges felt in these sacred intervals. Western culture celebrates constant action, but ancient wisdom traditions have long recognized the profound intelligence of strategic pause. In meditation, in breath work, in the moments between thought, you touch the infinite. Your breath becomes a spiritual practice, a method of alignment. Each cycle is an opportunity to reset, to recalibrate, to commune with the deeper intelligence that orchestrates existence. As you continue reading, allow yourself to feel the rhythm of your own breathing. Notice how each breath carries its own subtle landscape of sensation, its own quiet narrative of becoming and releasing. Practice by noticing tiny spaces between each breath and honoring them as living gateways of calm creation. Chapter 17. The Light of Appreciation. You stand at the threshold of a profound transformation, where the simple act of appreciation can reshape the very fabric of your existence. Just as Betty Lou Harmon discovered, gratitude is not merely a passive sentiment, but a powerful alchemical force that transmutes ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. Imagine your consciousness as a vast landscape, where each thought is a seed capable of sprouting entire gardens of reality. Gratitude becomes the most potent fertilizer, nurturing those seeds with a vibration so pure and elevating that it cannot help but attract abundance. Raymond Earl Patton's journey illuminates this universal principle. When chronic fatigue seemed to bind him, he chose a different path. Instead of focusing on his limitations, he began a daily practice of acknowledging the hidden blessings surrounding him. His gratitude journal was not just words on paper, but a sacred ritual of recognition, each line a testament to life's underlying grace. The universe listens intently to the frequency of your appreciation. It does not comprehend lack or limitation. It responds only to the energy you emit. When you genuinely thank existence for its continuous, often unnoticed kindness, you shift from a state of wanting to a state of receiving. This is not about forced positivity or denying challenges. True gratitude acknowledges difficulties while simultaneously recognizing the unseen support constantly available to you. It is a nuanced dance of awareness, where you learn to see the silver linings not as cliches, but as tangible, energetic pathways. Your appreciation acts like a tuning fork, realigning the molecular structure of your experiences. Each moment of genuine thankfulness sends ripples through the quantum field, rearranging possibilities and attracting synchronicities that once seemed impossible. The power lies not in the grand gestures, but in the subtle, consistent recognition of life's continuous gifts. A warm cup of tea, the soft breath of wind, the quiet strength of your own resilience. These are not small things. They are sacred connections to the larger web of existence. As you prepare for your evening practice, understand that this is more than a meditation. It is a sacred conversation with the universe, a moment of profound communion where you acknowledge the infinite support constantly surrounding you. Practice by closing your eyes each evening softly, thanking existence for its silent kindness until warmth floods every cell. Chapter 18. The Art of Imagination. The universe listens most intently when your inner vision burns with crystalline precision. You stand at the threshold of creation, where imagination becomes the blueprint of reality, and every thought carries the potential to reshape your world. Lula Grace Puckett understood this sacred truth deeply. Her mind was not merely a passive receiver, but an active creator, painting landscapes of possibility with such vivid intention that the external world had no choice but to conform. Where others saw limitations, she saw canvases waiting to be transformed. When Lula envisioned her small art studio, she did not merely hope, she constructed it internally first, filling every corner with light, feeling the wooden floors beneath her feet, hearing the soft rustle of paintbrushes against canvas. Her imagination was not fantasy, but a precise instrument of manifestation. Rufus Boyd Underwood embodied this principle in the realm of business. He did not just dream of expansion. He engineered his vision with mechanical precision. By imagining his business ideas with wings, literal and metaphorical, he discovered that imagination was more than wishful thinking. It was engineering of the soul, a method of aligning inner potential with outer possibility. The core teaching reveals a fundamental truth. Imagination is the pre-physical laboratory where reality is first constructed. Every great invention, every momentous change began as a vision so clear, so alive that it demanded physical expression. Your thoughts are not ephemeral whispers. but powerful architects waiting to blueprint your experience. When you learn to imagine not just with your mind, but with your entire energetic being, you transform imagination from a passive daydream into an active, creative force. The key is not just to see your desired outcome, but to feel its living essence, to become so intimately connected with your vision that separation between imagination and reality dissolves. This is not about mere positive thinking, but about entering a state of creative communion with the universe. Your imagination is a dialogue, a sacred conversation where your inner vision communicates directly with the quantum field of infinite potential. Rufus understood this when his business ideas took metaphorical flight. He did not just hope, he engineered his vision with such emotional clarity that opportunities began to align themselves around his intentions. His imagination was not a distant dream, but a living, breathing blueprint. The interpretation is clear. Imagination is the sculptor of tomorrow, chiseling potential from the raw marble of possibility. It is your most profound tool of creation, more powerful than any external circumstance, more precise than any strategic plan. Practice by spending gentle minutes daily picturing your outcome in vivid color until emotion and image merge as living certainty. Chapter 19. The Bridge of Faith. You stand at the threshold of possibility, where faith transforms from abstract concept to living energy. Sadie Ruth Wiggins understands this sacred mathematics of manifestation, how trust becomes the invisible architecture supporting every dream's emergence. Her journey reveals a profound truth. Faith is not blind belief, but a precise vibrational alignment that bridges imagination and physical reality. When you anchor your aspirations in unwavering conviction, the universe begins to rearrange itself, responding to the quiet certainty radiating from your core. Consider Henry Dale Preston, a man who discovered that adversity cannot withstand steady inner confidence. His life demonstrated how faith operates as an energetic guarantee, a cosmic law more reliable than external circumstances. When logic trembles and doubt whispers its cautionary tales, faith stands unshaken, a lighthouse illuminating paths through darkness. The core teaching emerges crystal clear. Faith is conviction in unseen evidence. It is the quantum leap that transforms potential into tangible experience. Your beliefs are not mere thoughts, but powerful frequencies that shape reality's malleable substance. Every moment you choose trust over fear, you are sculpting possibility itself. Imagine faith as a bridge spanning unknown territories. Each step is an act of courage, each breath a declaration of trust. The bridge may seem fragile to the rational mind, but to the awakened spirit, it is stronger than steel, forged from the unbreakable substance of inner knowing. When you align with this understanding, miracles cease to be rare occurrences and become your natural state of being. The universe conspires in support of those who trust its inherent benevolence. Your faith becomes a magnet, drawing synchronicities and opportunities that logic could never design. Henry Dale Preston's life exemplified this principle. Through challenges that would crush lesser spirits, he maintained an unshakable belief in unseen support. His confidence was not a passive waiting, but an active resonance, a continuous tuning of his inner frequency to possibility's wavelength. The interpretation is profound yet simple. Faith operates as an energetic guarantee, backed by laws more fundamental than physical constraints. It is the bridge between what is and what could be, transformed by the power of your unwavering trust. Practice by daring one small step today in the direction of dream-believing invisible hands already hold the railing steady. Chapter 20. The Rhythm of Balance. In the quiet dawn where shadows softened into light, you stand at the threshold of understanding a truth both ancient and immediate. That balance is not a static point, but a dynamic dance between action and stillness. Naomi Jane Sparks embodied this wisdom like a living testament, her life a rhythmic symphony of movement and pause. Imagine your existence as a river, sometimes rushing with passionate momentum, other times meandering slowly, reflecting sky and surrounding landscape. Each state is not just valid, but essential. Your ambition is the current that propels you forward, while your rest is the deep pool where energy regenerates and insights crystallize. Naomi understood that manifestation is not about ceaseless striving, but about harmonizing your inner rhythms. When she danced, she moved with deliberate grace. When she rested, she surrendered completely. Her secret was recognizing that both states were sacred expressions of life's pulsing energy. Lloyd Carl Benson walked a similar path. He discovered that productivity was not measured by hours worked, but by the quality of inspiration flowing through him. His naps were not laziness, but strategic pauses where creativity recharged and solutions emerged effortlessly. By honoring his body's natural cadence, he transformed work from a battle into a fluid conversation with potential. The universe speaks in rhythms, heartbeats, breath cycles, planetary rotations. Your manifestation power lies in aligning with these natural oscillations. When you push too hard, you create resistance. When you rest too long, momentum stagnates. The art is in finding the perfect interplay. Balance is not a destination, but a continuous calibration. It requires listening to your body, to your intuition, to the subtle whispers of inspiration. Each moment offers a choice, to force or to flow, to grip or to guide, to exhaust or to renew. Your ambition is the spark. Your rest is the nurturing soil. One ignites, the other sustains. Together, they create the fertile ground where dreams take root and flourish. This is not theory, but the fundamental rhythm of creation itself. Practice by honoring your next rest as active participation in the rhythm that creates worlds. Part 3. The Awakening of Limitless Self. Chapter 21. The Mirror of Reality. You stand at the threshold of a profound revelation. Reality is not something that happens to you, but a living canvas continuously painted by your inner landscape. Clara May Redding understood this truth with an intimacy that transformed her world from a series of random events into a responsive, intelligent system. Imagine your life as a vast mirror, perfectly calibrated to reflect every subtle vibration of your consciousness. Every thought, every emotional tone, every silent belief sends ripples through this intricate energetic field, reshaping your external experience with remarkable precision. The universe does not judge, it simply reflects. Clara discovered this when she began observing how her internal state directly influenced her outer circumstances. Her moods were not reactions to life, but creative commands that instantaneously reorganized her reality. When she felt anxious, challenges appeared. When she radiated calm confidence, Solutions emerged effortlessly. Dudley Gene Whitman's journey illuminated this principle with striking clarity. He had long believed himself unworthy of success, and his environment mirrored that belief ruthlessly. Opportunities seemed to slip through his fingers, relationships felt strained, and financial abundance remained perpetually out of reach. Then something remarkable happened. Dudley decided to change his internal narrative. He began speaking to himself with kindness, acknowledging his inherent value. He challenged old stories of limitation and started believing in his own potential. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, his external world began to shift. Opportunities that once seemed invisible now appeared abundantly. People responded to him differently. His professional landscape transformed. This is not magical thinking, but the fundamental mechanism of consciousness. Your perception is not passive, it is actively creative. Every thought is a brushstroke, every emotion a color palette painting the canvas of your experience. The universe responds not to your words, but to the vibrational frequency behind those words. Your self-concept is the blueprint from which reality constructs itself. When you alter your inner conversation, you are essentially redesigning the architectural plans of your life. Fear contracts, love expands. Doubt creates limitation. Trust opens pathways. The key is understanding that this mirroring happens continuously, whether you are conscious of it or not. Your reality is always an exact reflection of your predominant mental and emotional state. Change happens not through struggle, but through conscious recalibration of your inner world. Practice by smiling at your reflection and declaring softly, "Everything I perceive reshapes lovingly around me." Chapter 22. The Science of Vibration. You stand at the threshold of understanding reality's most profound secret. You are not merely a passive observer, but the active composer of your life's symphony. Just as a musician selects specific notes to create a melody, you have the power to choose the emotional frequencies that shape your experience. Imagine your consciousness as an intricate instrument capable of generating vibrations that ripple through the invisible fabric of existence. Every thought, every feeling is a note that resonates far beyond your immediate perception. When you consciously select your emotional state, you are not simply reacting to life, you are conducting its very essence. Irene Pearl Talbot understood this profound truth. She recognized that moods were not random occurrences, but deliberate selections, each carrying a unique energetic signature. By choosing joy's luminous note, she transformed ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. Her life became a testament to the power of intentional emotional tuning. Consider Wilbur Floyd Kramer, who discovered that inner calm was his most potent negotiation tool. Before entering any important discussion, he would quiet his mind, aligning his internal frequency with harmony. The result was not mere coincidence, but a precise demonstration of vibrational intelligence. His tranquil state became a magnetic field, drawing cooperative interactions and peaceful resolutions. The universe communicates through vibration, a language more fundamental than words. Your thoughts and feelings are not ephemeral experiences, but tangible energy broadcasts that interact with the quantum field. Every emotional state you choose sends a specific signal, inviting corresponding experiences into your reality. When you understand this principle, you realize that your mood is not a consequence of external circumstances, but their creator. You are not a victim of random events, but the conscious architect of your lived experience. By deliberately selecting emotional frequencies, you become a master conductor of your life's orchestra. This is not mystical thinking, but an emerging understanding of consciousness supported by quantum physics. Your internal state generates a resonant field that attracts and shapes external reality. Doubt, fear, and anxiety create one frequency, while trust, joy, and peace generate another, each summoning its matching experience. Practice by sensing your body hum lightly as you imagine radiating the gentle tone of peace. Chapter 23. The Portal of Presence. You stand at the threshold of your most transformative understanding. Just as a musical instrument must be precisely tuned to create harmonious sound, your consciousness operates on similar principles of vibration. Each moment carries a frequency, a subtle energy that resonates through the quantum fabric of existence. Hattie Bell Sanderson understood this secret intimately. She discovered that regretting past moments or anxiously projecting into future scenarios was like playing a discordant note in the grand symphony of life. By anchoring herself completely in the present, she learned to harmonize with the universe's intricate rhythms. When you truly inhabit the now, something miraculous occurs. The barriers between what you perceive as possible and impossible begin to dissolve. Your awareness becomes a pure, unfiltered channel through which universal intelligence flows. Each breath becomes a conduit of creation, each heartbeat a pulse of potential. Elmer Lee Rowe had experienced this phenomenon firsthand. He observed that when his mind remained centered in the present moment, extraordinary synchronicities seemed to emerge spontaneously. Opportunities appeared where before there were only obstacles. Solutions whispered themselves into his consciousness with remarkable clarity. The present moment is not merely a passage of time. It is a living, breathing intelligence. It contains within its subtle folds all potential realities. Your consciousness acts as the lens through which these potentials become manifest. By learning to be fully present, you align yourself with the universe's most powerful creative mechanism. Imagine your awareness like a clear, still pond. When the surface remains undisturbed by mental ripples of past regrets or future anxieties, you can see deeply into the waters of possibility. Each thought becomes a precise instruction to the quantum field, each emotion a vibrational signal that shapes your immediate reality. This is not mystical speculation, but a precise understanding of consciousness. Modern quantum physics suggests that observation itself transforms potential into actuality. Your focused awareness in the present moment is the most potent tool of manifestation available to you. As you learn to inhabit the now, you'll discover that time becomes fluid. Moments expand, revealing layers of insight previously obscured by mental chatter. Your intuition sharpens, your creativity awakens, and your capacity to respond to life's challenges becomes increasingly elegant and effortless. Practice by feeling breath rise and fall while silently whispering, "Only this moment breathes me alive." Chapter 24. The Language of Symbols. In the tapestry of existence, you are not merely a passive observer, but an active participant in a grand, interconnected dialogue. When Opal Faye Best first noticed the feathers, delicate white and gray messengers appearing at unexpected moments, She understood something profound was stirring beneath the surface of ordinary perception. These were not random occurrences, but deliberate whispers from the universe, a language more subtle than words. A feather on her doorstep after contemplating a major life decision. A hawk's feather near her mailbox the morning she was considering a transformative career shift. Numbers dancing around her, 1111 on clocks, license plates repeating sequences that seemed to pulse with meaning. You might wonder, are these truly messages or merely coincidences your mind is eager to interpret? The answer lies in your willingness to listen. Every symbol carries an energetic signature, a vibrational communication that transcends logical understanding. Your subconscious mind speaks in metaphors, and the universe responds in kind. Wesley Don Rains understood this intricate communication. Where others saw randomness, he perceived guidance. A recurring number would prompt him to pause, to reflect, to shift his trajectory ever so slightly. And in those microscopic adjustments, entire destinies realigned. The core teaching reveals that symbols are not external decorations, but living interfaces between your inner world and the broader energetic landscape. They are breadcrumbs of consciousness, inviting you to expand your awareness beyond the limitations of linear thinking. When you begin to honor these signs, not with superstitious fear, but with humble curiosity, you open yourself to a more responsive relationship with reality. Each feather, each repeated number becomes a gentle tap on the shoulder from existence itself, whispering, "Pay attention. Something important is unfolding." Your perception transforms from passive reception to active participation. You are not just witnessing life, you are in constant dialogue with the intelligent, responsive field that surrounds and permeates you. Practice by thanking every meaningful coincidence as if the universe just winked affectionately. Chapter 25. The Fire of Intention. In the sacred landscape of manifestation, you stand as the architect of your own reality, wielding the most potent tool known to consciousness, intention. Like Ruby Nell Swenson, who understood the art of focusing energy, you too can learn to transform scattered wishes into powerful, crystalline desires. Intention is not mere wishful thinking, but a precise instrument of creation. Imagine your desire as a beam of light, concentrated and pure, capable of piercing through the veils of possibility. When you align your inner vision with clarity and emotional resonance, the universe begins to reconfigure itself around your focused aim. Archie James Coles exemplified this principle perfectly. He did not merely hope or dream. He crafted his intentions with surgical precision, feeling each goal deeply within his heart. His approach was not about desperate grasping, but about creating a vibrational match between his inner state and his external aspiration. The fundamental truth revealed here is that vague, wavering desires dissipate their power. They are like unfocused rays of sunlight, warm but ineffectual. True intention, however, is a laser, sharp, directed, and capable of penetrating the fabric of reality. When you set an intention, you are not just thinking about what you want, you are communicating with the quantum field, sending a clear signal that can be heard and responded to. This is why some individuals seem to manifest their dreams effortlessly, while others struggle. It is not about luck or external circumstances, but about the quality of one's inner landscape. Your intention must be more than a passing thought. It must be a felt experience, a living, breathing energy that pulses with conviction. Consider how a sculptor approaches their work. They do not merely wish the stone would become a statue. They see the form within the raw material and systematically, intentionally bring it into being. Your life is no different. You are both the sculptor and the stone, the creator and the created. The power of intention lies in its ability to bridge the gap between the unseen and the seen, between potential and manifestation. It is a language the universe understands intimately, a frequency of creation that transcends words and operates in the realm of pure energy. Practice by choosing one heartfelt aim today and feeling its flame steady within you until action naturally ignites. Chapter 26. The Shadow as Teacher. You stand at the threshold of a profound revelation, where what you once perceived as your weaknesses become your greatest teachers. Your jealousy is not a flaw to be feared, but a sacred messenger carrying wisdom from the depths of your soul. Consider how every emotion you've tried to push away or suppress is actually a fragment of yourself, seeking understanding, yearning to be heard and integrated. When Leona Grace Hurst first recognized her jealousy as a map to her own unacknowledged desires, she transformed her inner landscape from a battlefield of self-judgment to a sanctuary of self-discovery. Jealousy whispers of places within you that feel unseen, unvalued, or incomplete. It is not an enemy, but a compassionate signal pointing to areas where your spirit hungers for growth, recognition, or fuller expression. Each time jealousy rises, it carries an invitation, not to compare yourself to others, but to understand what you truly long to cultivate in your own life. Martin Joel Drummond understood this profound truth. When he first encountered his anger, instead of banishing it, he listened. He discovered that beneath the rawness of his frustration lay a deep passion for justice, a calling to create meaningful change. His anger was not a weakness, but a powerful energy waiting to be channeled. The universe does not create emotions to punish you, but to guide you. Your so-called shadows are not darkness to be feared, but unexplored territories of potential. They are like unmapped regions of your inner world, holding treasures of insight and transformation. Integration is not about perfection, but about wholeness. It means welcoming every aspect of yourself, the bright and the challenging, and recognizing that each part contributes to your complete, magnificent being. When you stop resisting and start listening, your inner landscape becomes a fertile ground for profound self-understanding. Practice by greeting your next unpleasant feeling with curiosity, saying kindly, "Show me what you protect." Chapter 27. The Expansion of Service. You stand at the threshold of understanding a profound universal principle. Service is not a transaction, but a sacred circulation of energy. When Nettie Lou Klein began helping her neighbors without expectation, she discovered something extraordinary. Her generosity did not diminish her resources, but mysteriously amplified them. Nettie's small acts of kindness began simply: a basket of fresh tomatoes for the elderly widow next door, helping the young family down the street repair their fence, offering to watch a neighbor's children during an unexpected emergency. Each gesture was performed without calculation, pure in its intention. What Nettie didn't realize initially was that her actions were activating a deeper energetic principle. The universe responds to genuine service not as a ledger of debits and credits, but as a living, breathing system of interconnected flow. Her willingness to give freely created invisible pathways of abundance. Lester Wayne Hinton experienced a similar transformation when he began volunteering at the local community center. Instead of viewing his time as a sacrifice, he saw it as an opportunity to connect, to serve, to be part of something larger than himself. Remarkably, as he gave more of himself, his professional opportunities expanded. Clients appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Business connections materialized through unexpected introductions. This is not coincidence, but cosmic law. Giving and receiving are not separate actions, but two sides of the same energetic movement, like inhaling and exhaling, like the rhythmic pulse of waves touching the shore and retreating again. When you give from a place of genuine care, you create a vibration that attracts reciprocal energy. The key is authenticity. Service must emerge from a place of true compassion, not strategic manipulation. The moment you calculate your giving, you interrupt the natural flow. True service is an expression of your interconnectedness with all living beings. Your wealth is not just monetary, but spiritual. Each act of kindness circulates energy, creating ripples far beyond what your physical senses can perceive. You are participating in a grand, unseen exchange that transcends individual gain. Practice, by performing one genuine kindness, silently enjoying the energy it sends through your heart. Chapter 28. The Universe Within You. You are a cosmic blueprint, far more intricate than you have ever imagined. Within you resides an entire universe waiting to be recognized, a living, breathing fractal of infinite intelligence. Just as galaxies swirl in magnificent patterns across vast expanses of darkness, so too do similar spirals dance within the atomic landscapes of your being. Elsie Mae Drum understood this profound truth when she realized that the same mathematical harmonies governing celestial movements also pulsed through her own cellular structure. She saw that consciousness was not confined to physical boundaries, but was a radiant, interconnected energy that flowed through all of existence. The core teaching reveals a fundamental unity. What exists externally is but a reflection of your internal landscape. Every star, every molecule, every breath carries the same essential rhythm, a harmonic resonance that connects all things. You are not a separate entity observing the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself through your unique perspective. Clyde Verne Robbins discovered this wisdom through deep meditative practices. By turning his awareness inward, he found a stillness so profound it mirrored the tranquil expanses between stars. In those quiet moments, he recognized that peace is not something to be acquired, but a fundamental state of being that already exists within you. Your inner world is a sacred laboratory where cosmic laws are constantly at play. Each thought, each emotion, is a vibrational frequency that shapes reality. The boundary between your individual consciousness and the universal mind is far more permeable than you might believe. You are simultaneously the observer and the observed, the creator and the creation. This understanding transforms how you perceive your existence. You are not small or insignificant. You are a concentrated expression of universal intelligence. Your challenges, your dreams, your very breath are part of a grand, interconnected system that pulses with intelligence and purpose. By recognizing this fundamental unity, you align yourself with a more expansive understanding of your potential. You are not limited by physical constraints, but are a dynamic, evolving consciousness capable of remarkable transformation. Practice by envisioning cosmos spinning gently inside your chest, luminescent and calm. Chapter 29. The Golden Completion. You stand at the threshold of understanding, where every twist of your journey reveals itself not as random chance, but as a meticulously woven tapestry of divine orchestration. Mamie Ruth Coulter's revelation echoes through the chambers of your consciousness. Obstacles are not barriers, but masterfully disguised assistants in your soul's grand design. Consider how each challenge you've encountered was precisely calibrated, not to break you, but to transform you. The universe does not deal in accidents, but in perfect alignments. What once appeared as struggle now shimmers with intentional grace, each difficulty a catalyst sculpting your inner landscape. Harold Donnie Sutton understood something profound. Closure is not found in external resolution, but in the internal alchemy of gratitude. When you release the need to understand every detail and instead embrace thankfulness, something magical occurs. The energy of appreciation dissolves the rigid boundaries of perception, allowing you to see the elegant mathematics of your life's unfolding. Your path is not a linear journey, but a circular dance. Every experience connects, every moment relates, every challenge links to its own resolution in ways your limited mind cannot immediately comprehend. The universe operates with a wisdom far beyond linear thinking. It weaves experiences like a masterful composer, creating a symphonic masterpiece. Imagine your life as a complex, beautiful mandala. From a distance, each seemingly disconnected fragment reveals itself as part of an intricate, perfect pattern. Your struggles, your victories, your moments of doubt and absolute certainty, all are threads in this magnificent design. The core teaching whispers, completion is not an endpoint, but a recognition. A recognition that everything has unfolded exactly as it was meant to, with a precision that defies ordinary understanding. Your job is not to force outcomes, but to develop the eyes to see the perfection already present. When you shift from judgment to observation, from resistance to acceptance, you begin to perceive the underlying harmony. Each challenge carries a gift, each setback a lesson, each apparent detour a sacred redirection. Your interpretation becomes your reality. By choosing to see beauty in the entire trajectory of your journey, you transform retrospection into a healing art. You are not a victim of circumstances, but a conscious creator reading the intricate script of your own becoming. The universe speaks in the language of pattern and rhythm, of closure and renewal. And you are learning to listen, to trust, to see. Practice by whispering thanks for the entire tapestry of your path until peace wraps around memory like sunlight through lace. Chapter 30. The Eternal Awakening. You stand at the threshold of perpetual awakening, where each breath whispers the secret of infinite becoming. Your consciousness is not a fixed point, but a luminous river of eternal transformation. Just as Callie Rose Denton discovered in her profound dream, you are far more expansive than the temporary vessel of flesh and bone. Imagine your awareness like a boundless sky, never confined, always breathing, always becoming. When Clyde Lewis Adair understood that enlightenment was not a distant summit to be conquered but a continuous state of remembering, he touched the heart of universal wisdom. Each moment offers you a choice: to contract into limited perception or to expand into the radiant field of pure potential. The journey of awareness is not linear, but spiral, a sacred dance of returning and unfolding. Your consciousness does not progress like a straight line, but evolves in gentle, ever-widening circles of understanding. Each revelation does not replace the previous one, but embraces it, creating a richer, more luminous tapestry of comprehension. In this golden moment of completion, you are both the observer and the observed, the dreamer and the dream. The boundaries between inner and outer dissolve, revealing that what you once perceived as separation was merely an illusion crafted by a mind learning to recognize its own infinite nature. Your breath becomes a bridge between the seen and unseen, between the known and the mysterious. Each inhalation draws in the universe's potential. Each exhalation releases what no longer serves your highest becoming. You are not static, but a living, breathing portal of continuous revelation. The core teaching beckons you to recognize that enlightenment is not a destination reached, but a continuous remembering, a gentle awakening that occurs in every instant of presence. Your awareness is like a soft light that grows brighter with each conscious breath, each moment of genuine surrender. When you truly understand this, life becomes a sacred celebration. Every experience, whether perceived as challenging or graceful, becomes an opportunity for deeper remembering. You are not here to perfect yourself, but to continually unfold, to witness the miraculous dance of consciousness expressing itself through you. Practice by greeting tomorrow, not as repetition, but as brand new canvas of infinite potential. Part 4. The Infinite Continuum of Conscious Creation. Chapter 31. The Dreamer Awake. You stand at the precipice of consciousness, where thought meets creation and awareness becomes your most powerful tool. Patsy Lou Hawkins' journey mirrors your own, a profound recognition that life is not something happening to you, but a canvas painted by the subtle brushstrokes of your inner landscape. Imagine your thoughts as threads weaving the fabric of reality. Each mental pattern, each habitual belief, creates invisible structures that shape your external world. You are not merely a passive observer, but the architect of your experience. The moment you recognize this truth, everything changes. When Patsy awakened to the realization that she had been sleepwalking through thoughts that unconsciously wrote her days, she discovered the most revolutionary power available to human consciousness: choice. Your thoughts are not random occurrences, but deliberate creative impulses waiting to be directed with intention. Everett Dean Mosley understood this principle deeply. He learned that life is a mental screenplay, and you hold the pen, the camera, and the editing suite. By consciously choosing joy over fear, by rewriting internal narratives with compassion and hope, he watched in amazement as his external circumstances rearranged themselves to match his new inner script. This is not metaphorical magic, but the precise mechanics of consciousness. Your mind operates like a sophisticated projection system, casting internal images onto the screen of reality. Every thought carries a frequency, every emotion a vibration that resonates through the quantum field, attracting experiences that match its tone. Consider how your morning thoughts color entire days. A single seed of worry can grow into a forest of complications, while a moment of genuine gratitude can illuminate paths previously unseen. You are constantly dreaming your world into existence, whether consciously or unconsciously. The art of lucid living requires continuous awareness, a gentle, compassionate witnessing of your inner dialogue. It's not about forceful control, but about creating spaciousness around your thoughts. Observe them as you would clouds passing through an expansive sky, recognizing their transient nature. Your consciousness is a living, breathing entity far more dynamic than the limited self you've been taught to believe. Each thought is an invitation to creation, each moment an opportunity to realign with your most authentic expression. The universe listens not to your words, but to the subtle energy behind them. Your unspoken beliefs, your unconscious expectations. These are the true architects of your experience. When you begin to tend to these inner landscapes with the same care a gardener might nurture a delicate ecosystem, miracles become your natural state of being. Practice by pausing midday to remind yourself, I am the dreamer now awake, and watch the scene around you shimmer into cooperation. Chapter 32. The Harmony of Purpose. You stand at the threshold of transformation, where restlessness whispers of untapped potential waiting to be awakened. Like Della Ray Foster, you carry within you a dormant symphony of purpose, a melody that yearns to be played through the instrument of your unique existence. Purpose is not a destination to be conquered, but a remembrance of your soul's intrinsic design. It arrives not through frantic searching, but through quiet listening, through aligning the rhythms of your work with the deep, resonant tone of your inner joy. When passion and contribution dance together, magic emerges. Consider Howard Troy Kendrick, who discovered that true prosperity blooms when talents are directed not toward personal gain, but toward enhancing the world around you. His journey revealed a profound truth. Meaning is not found, but magnetized. When you orient your gifts toward service, the universe responds with a symphony of support. Your unique contribution is not about grandiose achievements, but about the subtle ways you can illuminate the spaces you inhabit. Each action, when infused with genuine intention and joy, creates ripples far beyond what your immediate perception can comprehend. Your work becomes a sacred conversation between your inner landscape and the broader tapestry of existence. The alignment of purpose is not a linear path, but a fluid dance. It requires courage to release societal expectations and listen to the quiet whispers of your soul. Your restlessness is not a problem to be solved, but a call to awakening, an invitation to explore the territories of your unexpressed potential. In this moment, you are being called to a deeper understanding. Your talents are not random accidents, but carefully crafted instruments designed to play a specific melody in the grand orchestration of life. When you allow yourself to be guided by joy, by the things that make your spirit pulse with excitement, you unlock doorways to unexpected abundance. The universe conspires in support of those who dare to listen to their inner truth. Your purpose is not something external to be acquired, but an internal flame waiting to be acknowledged and nurtured. Each moment offers an opportunity to realign, to remember, to reconnect with the core of who you truly are. Practice by doing one task today purely for its joy, and noticing how energy expands naturally. Chapter 33. The Spiral of Time. In the luminous landscape of consciousness, you are not merely a passive observer, but an active architect of time's fluid architecture. Your perception is a malleable instrument, capable of reshaping reality's temporal boundaries with the precision of thought and the power of focused intention. Janice Pearl Goodwin understood this profound truth intimately. She discovered that time was not a linear progression marching relentlessly forward, but a dynamic, responsive energy that bends and curves according to the quality of your attention. Each moment exists simultaneously, past, present, and future intertwining like delicate threads in an infinite tapestry. When Janice began experimenting with her perception, she noticed subtle shifts. By holding a vision with unwavering clarity and emotional resonance, she observed how opportunities seemed to accelerate, how synchronicities clustered around her intentional focus. Time was not something that happened to her. It was something she actively participated in creating. Dewey Clyde Horne exemplified this principle beautifully. Instead of anxiously waiting for future outcomes, he would immerse himself in profound gratitude as though his desired results were already manifest. His inner landscape radiated with the vibration of fulfillment, and remarkably, external circumstances began to align with remarkable swiftness. The universal teaching crystallizes a revolutionary understanding. Time is not an external constraint, but an internal experience. Your consciousness serves as the quantum field where potential transforms into tangible reality. By mastering your perception, you become the choreographer of temporal experience, conducting the orchestra of moments with your focused intention. This is not mere philosophical abstraction, but a practical approach to conscious living. When you truly inhabit the frequency of your desired outcome, feeling its emotional texture, sensing its inherent completeness, you create a powerful, energetic invitation. The universe, ever responsive, begins recalibrating to match your internal state. Your awareness becomes the bridge between potential and manifestation. Each thought carries the seed of creation, each feeling a vibrational blueprint that ripples through the quantum fabric of existence. Time is not a rigid structure but a responsive medium, eager to be sculpted by your most authentic, heartfelt intentions. Practice by visualizing your happiest future self, thanking you now for your awareness. Chapter 34. The Breath of Energy. You stand at the threshold of understanding where breath becomes more than mere biological necessity. It transforms into a sacred dialogue with the universal essence. Breath is not simply an exchange of oxygen, but a rhythmic communication between your inner landscape and the infinite consciousness surrounding you. Claudine Joy Irwin discovered this profound truth during a moment of quiet introspection. She realized that breath was not just a mechanical function, but a vibrational instrument capable of instantaneously harmonizing her entire energetic field. Each inhale became an invitation to the universe, each exhale a gentle release of accumulated resistance. When Claudine first understood this principle, her perception shifted. Breathing was no longer an unconscious background process, but a deliberate art of alignment. She noticed how shallow, anxious breaths created tension, while deep, intentional breaths dissolved internal barriers and smoothed her emotional terrain. Ralph Gene Miner exemplified this wisdom in his approach to decision-making. Before critical choices, he would pause and engage in mindful breathing. The act of conscious inhalation and exhalation seemed to clear mental cloudiness, allowing his intellect to sharpen like sunlight burning through morning fog. His decisions became more intuitive, less cluttered by external noise. The core teaching reveals breath as a bridge between the unseen and seen realms. Each breath carries quantum information, communicating your innermost intentions to the responsive universe. It is a language beyond words, a subtle frequency that resonates with the cosmic intelligence perpetually surrounding you. Breath connects you to something far greater than your individual self. It is a continuous thread, linking your physical experience to the infinite intelligence that permeates all existence. When you breathe with awareness, you are not just sustaining your body, you are participating in a grand cosmic conversation. The interpretation is clear. Breath is your direct line of communication with universal energy. It is a tool of transformation, capable of shifting your vibration, realigning your energy, and inviting miraculous synchronicities into your experience. Practice by breathing gently and recognizing each breath as universe conversing love through you. Chapter 35. The Circle of Creation. The breath weaves through you like an ancient messenger, carrying wisdom older than memory. You are not merely breathing, you are being breathed by the universe, a living conduit of infinite energy transforming moment by moment. When Minnie Sue Laird first understood the sacred geometry of completion, she recognized something profound. Every ending carries within it the embryonic whispers of new beginnings. Her life became a beautiful choreography of cycles, each conclusion not a termination, but a fertile ground for emerging potential. Virgil Owen Mays embodied this understanding with remarkable grace. Where others saw endings as losses, he perceived them as sacred transitions. Like a patient gardener, he treated each completion with reverent attention, knowing that gratitude was the most potent fertilizer for future growth. Your breath becomes a bridge between what has been and what is emerging. Each inhale draws in possibility. Each exhale releases what no longer serves. You are not static, but a dynamic field of continuous transformation. The universe does not know endings, only transitions, only metamorphosis. When you breathe consciously, you align with this fundamental rhythm. Your exhale becomes a blessing, your inhale an invitation. Projects, relationships, phases of life, they are not concluded but evolving. They fold and unfold like intricate origami of experience, each crease holding memory, each new shape containing unexpected beauty. The core teaching whispers, life moves in progressive spirals, not linear paths. What appears complete is actually a doorway. What seems finished is merely preparing ground for the next unfolding. Your awareness transforms these transitions from mere events into sacred ceremonies of becoming. As Virgil understood, gratitude transforms every ending. By honoring what has been, you create fertile soil for what wants to emerge. Your breath becomes the water, your intention the sunlight nurturing nascent possibilities. Practice by blessing every completion as doorway, not dismissal, sensing the next melody inside silence. Chapter 36. The Quantum of Choice. In the soft dawn light, you stand at the threshold of understanding, where each choice becomes a living, breathing entity that transforms the very fabric of reality. Idella May Rankin's wisdom echoes through the chambers of your consciousness, revealing a profound truth. Every decision is a quantum dance of infinite possibilities. Imagine your choices as intricate threads of light, each selection weaving through the invisible tapestry of existence. When you choose, you do not merely select one path. You activate entire universes of potential. Your decision is a concentrated beam of intention that cuts through the mist of uncertainty, collapsing countless wavering probabilities into a single crystalline moment of manifestation. Elbert Joe Pruitt's journey illuminates this principle. For months, he wavered on the edge of possibility, his hesitation creating a holding pattern of potential. But when decisive clarity finally emerged, it was like lightning striking, sudden, brilliant, transformative. In that moment of committed choice, the universe conspired, mechanisms aligned, and momentum surged forward with breathtaking precision. Your choices are not mere selections. They are creative acts of profound power. Each decision is an electrical current that runs through the quantum field, signaling to the universe your most authentic intention. When you choose with clarity, with heart, with unwavering commitment, you become a conductor of creation itself. The universe listens intently to the frequency of your resolve. Hesitation creates static, but decisive intention generates a clear, resonant signal that draws opportunities, synchronicities, and precise alignments toward you. Your commitment is the language through which potential becomes real, through which imagination transforms into tangible experience. Consider how a single choice can ripple through time and space, how one moment of clarity can redirect entire trajectories. Your decisions are not isolated events, but quantum selectors that collapse infinite potential into specific form. They are the brushstrokes by which you paint the masterpiece of your existence. The interpretation is clear. Committed choice is the electricity of creation. It is not about perfection, but about moving forward with authenticity and trust. When you choose, choose fully. Let your intention be pure, your commitment unwavering, your heart open to the infinite possibilities that emerge from your most aligned decisions. Practice by affirming one clear intent now and feeling infinite paths align beneath it. Chapter 37. The Compass of Emotion. In the soft light of early morning, you stand at the window, watching emotions rise and fall like gentle waves. Each feeling is not an enemy to battle, but a messenger bearing wisdom from the deepest corners of your inner landscape. Your emotions are not random storms sweeping through your consciousness, but precise navigational instruments guiding you toward alignment and understanding. The universe speaks through sensation, through the subtle vibrations that pulse within your chest. When sadness arrives, it is not a failure, but a compass pointing toward areas needing healing. When joy bubbles up, it is not mere chance, but a signal of resonance, indicating you are moving in harmony with your truest self. Curtis Ray Duvall understood this secret. Where once he condemned himself for emotional fluctuations, he learned to listen. Each feeling became a conversation, each mood a teacher offering insights into his inner terrain. By approaching his emotions with curiosity instead of judgment, he transformed what society often perceives as weakness into a profound strength. Your emotions are not random. They are intelligent responses, intricate signals from your deeper consciousness. They carry messages about alignment, about your connection to your authentic path. When anxiety trembles through you, it whispers of misalignment. When excitement sparks, it indicates you are approaching something meaningful. The core teaching reveals that emotional awareness is not about controlling feelings, but listening to them. Each emotion is a current of energy, carrying information about your inner state. By learning to read these currents, you become the captain of your experience, navigating life's complex waters with increasing skill and grace. Imagine your emotions as a sophisticated internal guidance system. Just as a GPS recalculates when you take a wrong turn, your feelings constantly adjust, offering redirections toward your most authentic expression. The key is not to resist or suppress, but to listen, to feel, to understand. When you thank an emotion, truly thank it, you transform your relationship with your inner world. Gratitude shifts perception from resistance to receptivity. Each feeling becomes a friend, a guide, an ally in your journey of self-discovery. Your practice begins now. As each emotion rises today, pause, breathe, whisper a quiet thank you to this feeling, recognizing it as a helpful signal adjusting your route toward joy. Chapter 38. The Hidden Geometry of Spirit. In the hushed moments between heartbeats, you discover that emotion is not merely a reaction, but a sacred geometry of consciousness. Just as Effie Nell Talley understood the profound language of sacred shapes, you too can learn to read the intricate patterns of your inner landscape. Imagine your feelings as living mandalas, each emotion a complex design radiating its own unique frequency. These are not random fluctuations, but precise navigational instruments guiding you through the terrain of existence. When Effie sketched the geometric patterns emerging from her meditative states, she was translating the universal intelligence that speaks through form, through rhythm, through subtle vibrations. Patrick Floyd Maddox understood this intimate language of the universe. He recognized that beneath every decision lies a hexagonal rhythm, a harmonious pattern that subtly guides you toward alignment. Your emotions are not chaotic interruptions, but intelligent signals, calibrating your journey with mathematical precision. Consider how a compass needle moves, not by random impulse, but by the magnetic field surrounding it. Your emotions operate similarly. They are sensitive instruments, responding to unseen energetic landscapes. Each feeling is a response, a communication, a delicate navigation tool designed to help you understand your inner and outer worlds. When sadness arrives, it is not a failure but a gentle redirection. When joy bubbles up, it is not mere chance but a resonant frequency calling you toward expansion. Anger signals boundaries, fear whispers caution, and love is the most sophisticated guidance system of all, drawing you toward your most authentic path. The ancient wisdom keepers understood what modern science is only beginning to comprehend. Emotion is intelligence in motion. It is not something happening to you, but a conversation you are constantly having with the universe. Each feeling is a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your becoming. Patrick Floyd Maddox learned to listen to these subtle hexagonal rhythms, allowing them to guide him with a precision that logic could never achieve. He discovered that when he stopped resisting and started listening, life began to flow with an elegant, almost mathematical harmony. Your emotions are not random. They are not weakness. They are not something to be controlled or suppressed. They are your internal compass, your sacred geometry, your direct line of communication with the intelligent universe that breathes you into existence. As you stand at the crossroads of this understanding, you begin to see your emotional landscape not as a battlefield, but as an intricate mandala, each feeling a sacred shape guiding you home. Practice by envisioning luminous symmetry around your life, whose balance restores calm clarity. Chapter 39. The Seed of Thought. You stand at the threshold of understanding, where every whisper of thought carries the potential to reshape your entire landscape of experience. Imagine your mind as a verdant garden, where each carefully planted seed of optimism can transform into landscapes of abundance beyond your current perception. Joanna Lee Burton discovered this profound truth through gentle, persistent cultivation of her inner world. She learned that thoughts are not mere fleeting phantoms, but living, energetic beings with roots and potential for extraordinary growth. Like a patient gardener, she began nurturing her mental terrain with deliberate, kind thoughts, watching how even the smallest positive intention could sprout unexpected miracles. The universe responds to consistent attention, much like a garden responds to steady care. Your thoughts are not random, they are seeds encoded with creative potential. Each optimistic notion you hold becomes a blueprint, silently instructing the quantum field to organize around its frequency. Neil Warren Brady understood this principle intimately. He did not merely hope or wish. He tended his inner landscape with disciplined awareness. Each morning he would plant affirmations like carefully selected seeds. I am capable. Opportunities flow to me. My potential is limitless. These were not empty words, but vibrational commands that gradually reshaped his reality. The magic resided not in grand, dramatic gestures, but in the quiet, daily commitment to maintaining an inner environment of possibility. Just as a gardener knows that consistent watering, gentle weeding, and patient nurturing ultimately yield abundant harvests, you too can cultivate your consciousness with similar devotion. Your mind operates on the principle of resonance. What you consistently focus on, you amplify. Negative thoughts are like invasive weeds that choke potential. Positive thoughts are nutrient-rich soil from which extraordinary experiences emerge. The key is not forceful manipulation, but loving, consistent attention. Neil's daily practice transformed not just his thoughts, but his entire energetic signature. Opportunities began appearing as if summoned by an invisible hand. Confidence grew not from external validation, but from the rich inner landscape he had meticulously cultivated. His outer world became a perfect reflection of his inner harmony. The interpretation is clear. Manifestation is not magic, but a natural law of consistent energy. Your repetitive thoughts are the seeds, your emotions the water, and your belief the sunlight that brings forth extraordinary creations. Practice by caring tenderly for one empowering idea until it blooms across imagination. Choose a single affirmation that resonates with your deepest aspiration. Nurture it daily with the same care a gardener gives a rare, precious seedling. Chapter 40. The Light Beyond Fear. You have spent lifetimes constructing intricate labyrinths of fear, weaving stories of limitation into the very fabric of your consciousness. But what if fear was merely an invitation? A whispered call from the universe asking you to transform? Lorene Fay Mathis understood this secret. Where others saw shadows, she recognized them as opportunities for light to enter. Her life had been a delicate dance of recognizing how fear was nothing more than misaligned energy waiting to be recalibrated. When fear would rise like a dark mist around her dreams, she learned to stand perfectly still, facing it with the same gentle curiosity a mother might offer a frightened child. She discovered that fear was not an enemy to be conquered, but a messenger carrying wisdom about your deepest potentials. Garland Hugh Pate had walked a similar path. He realized that fear was not a wall, but a doorway, and the key was to rename it. By calling fear curiosity, he transformed paralysis into movement. Where anxiety once halted him, now wonder propelled him forward. This was the profound truth. Fear is simply unexplored potential dressed in protective clothing. It guards the very territories of growth you are meant to expand into. Each trembling sensation is an invitation to step beyond your current understanding, to stretch the boundaries of what you believe is possible. The universe speaks in frequencies, and fear is merely a low vibration waiting to be elevated. When you approach it with compassion, with genuine willingness to understand its message, something miraculous happens. The energy begins to shift, to transform, to realign. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to feel it completely while continuing to move forward. It is a frequency correction, a deliberate choice to tune your inner radio to a different station of experience. Your fears are not obstacles. They are signposts, highlighting exactly where your next breakthrough awaits. Each tremor of anxiety carries within it the seed of extraordinary transformation. As you stand at the threshold of your own potential, remember, courage is not loud, it is quiet. It is the gentle breath that turns fear into understanding, darkness into light. Practice by breathing golden light into any fear until it melts into understanding. Part 5. The Return to Celestial Harmony. Chapter 41. The Dance of Synchronicity. In the dance of existence, you are both the musician and the melody, the conductor and the symphony. Synchronicity whispers to those who listen with their heart, not just their ears. When Bertie Lou Yarbrough first discovered this sacred rhythm, she realized life was not a series of random events, but an intricate choreography responding to her inner vibration. Imagine walking through your day as if every coincidence is a wink from the universe, a subtle confirmation that you are precisely where you need to be. Bertie understood this language of alignment intimately. Her laughter wasn't just a sound, but a frequency that sent ripples through the invisible fabric of reality, causing events to align in stunning, unexpected ways. Orville Dean Poole knew this secret too. He noticed how repeating numbers would emerge, 1111 on clocks, 222 on license plates, 333 appearing in unexpected places, always preceding moments of profound breakthrough. These were not mere coincidences, but cosmic signals confirming his resonance with universal timing. The universe communicates through pattern and rhythm. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create a vibrational signature that attracts experiences matching their tone. When you are in true alignment, the world begins to move in synchronistic harmony around you. It's as if reality itself becomes your dance partner, responding to every subtle shift in your inner music. This is not magic, but a profound understanding of how energy responds to consciousness. Every thought you nurture, every emotion you cultivate, sends out a vibrational invitation. The cosmos listens and responds with remarkable precision. arranging circumstances, people, and opportunities that reflect your innermost state of being. Synchronicity is evidence of your connection to something greater, a reminder that you are not separate from the grand design, but an integral part of its unfolding. When you begin to trust this rhythm, to dance with life instead of struggling against it, miracles become your natural state of experience. Your awareness is the key. By remaining open, curious, and delighted by the intricate ways reality confirms your alignment, you amplify the very frequency that attracts synchronistic events. Each coincidence is a celebration. Each unexpected connection, a love letter from the universe saying, "You are exactly where you need to be." Practice by delighting in each coincidence today, knowing reality applauds your alignment. Chapter 42. The Fountain of Renewal. In the quiet spaces between breaths, you discover that life's most profound renewals often whisper where you least expect them. Your journey is not about erasing the past, but about awakening the dormant light that has always resided within you. Consider Ava Mae Britt, a woman whose story mirrors the universal dance of resilience. After years of struggling against the current of her own expectations, she learned that true renewal isn't a forceful restart, but a gentle remembering of one's inherent vitality. Like a river finding its original course, she realized her essence remained unbroken, merely waiting to be recognized. The universe speaks in the language of energy, and rejuvenation is its most sacred dialect. When Ava stopped fighting her circumstances and instead listened to the quiet wisdom within, something remarkable occurred. Her setbacks were not obstacles, but carefully designed invitations to rediscover her own strength. Donald Lee Prater understood this principle intimately. His business had weathered storms that would have crushed lesser spirits. Yet he discovered that success was not about relentless strategy, but about maintaining an inner fountain of enthusiasm. By rekindling his original passion, that first spark that had inspired his entrepreneurial journey, he transformed potential failure into unexpected triumph. Your own renewal works similarly. It is not about erasing what has been, but about seeing those experiences through a lens of gratitude and possibility. Each challenge you've encountered has been a teacher, each setback a potential doorway to deeper understanding. The core teaching reveals a profound truth. Rejuvenation is an energetic recalibration. It happens not through external manipulation, but through an internal shift in perception. When you align with joy, when you choose gratitude over complaint, you create a vibrational environment where transformation becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Excitement, you'll discover, is the most potent elixir of rebirth. It is not a manufactured emotion, but a natural state of being when you reconnect with your inherent wonder. Like a child seeing the world with fresh eyes, you can approach your life with a sense of awe that dissolves old limitations. Your practice, therefore, becomes a sacred ritual of perception. Reawaken to the ordinary. Truly see the intricate pattern of a leaf. Feel the subtle warmth of sunlight. Listen to the complex symphony of birds outside your window. Let freshness permeate your awareness, allowing each moment to reveal its hidden magic. By rekindling awe at ordinary sights, you transform the mundane into the miraculous. Your perception becomes a paintbrush, coloring your world with vibrant possibility. Chapter 43. The collective heart. In the soft light of dawn, you begin to understand that consciousness is not a solitary experience, but a living, breathing tapestry woven from countless individual threads. Minnie Bell Farley knew this secret intimately. She could feel the invisible connections that bind humanity, sensing the shared rhythms that pulse beneath the surface of individual personalities. When Minnie walked through her small town, she did not simply see strangers. She perceived their inner landscapes, their hidden sorrows and quiet joys, their unspoken dreams and silent struggles. Her empathy was not a passive skill, but an active communion, a way of witnessing the profound interconnectedness of human experience. The core teaching reveals a fundamental truth. Individual consciousness is not limited to the boundaries of your skin or the confines of your personal thoughts. Instead, consciousness expands like a gentle wave, touching and intermingling with the experiences of others. You are not separate from the world around you. You are a living, breathing part of a vast, intricate network of shared energy. Virgie James Elrod understood this principle deeply. She had observed how collective meditation could transform community dynamics. By gathering with others and focusing their collective intention on harmony, they created measurable shifts in the energetic field around them. Scientific studies confirmed what mystics had known for centuries, that united hearts generate a coherence far greater than the sum of individual intentions. This collective consciousness is not a theoretical concept, but a living, breathing reality. When you tune into this shared field, you begin to recognize that your emotions, your thoughts, your very breath contribute to a larger, more expansive experience of being. Each moment of compassion, each instant of genuine connection, ripples out far beyond your immediate perception. The interpretation of this teaching is profound. Human beings are not isolated islands, but interconnected nodes in a vast living network. Your individual consciousness has the power to influence and be influenced by the collective field. Every thought of kindness, every moment of genuine understanding, sends waves of healing and transformation through this intricate web of connection. When you truly grasp this understanding, you realize that compassion is not just a noble ideal, but a practical method of creating change. By opening your heart, by cultivating empathy, by recognizing the shared humanity in every being you encounter, you become an active participant in the evolution of collective consciousness. Practice by imagining world pulsing gently with your heartbeat sending waves of calm kindness everywhere. Chapter 44. The Ocean of Acceptance. You stand at the edge of understanding where resistance meets grace, and life transforms from a struggle into a dance. The ocean of existence has been calling you, whispering ancient secrets about the power of surrender. Clara Jean Gentry's wisdom echoes through your awareness. Life is not a battle to be won, but a current to be understood. Imagine for a moment how much energy you've spent fighting against the natural flow of your experiences. Each moment of resistance creates tension, like a swimmer exhausting themselves by struggling against powerful waves instead of allowing the water to carry them. Your mind has been a battlefield, constantly trying to control outcomes, judge circumstances, and reshape reality according to your limited perception. But what if surrender is not weakness, but the most profound strength? What if acceptance is not passive resignation, but an active communion with the universe's intelligent design? When you stop pushing against the tide of your life, you discover something miraculous. The current knows exactly where you need to go. Rufus Dale Boone understood this secret. He learned that every event, whether it appeared positive or challenging, carried a seed of purpose. By practicing radical acceptance, he transformed his relationship with life. No longer did he view experiences as happening to him, but as happening through him, each moment a sacred opportunity for growth and understanding. The interpretation of acceptance is not about liking everything that occurs, but about releasing the mental and emotional grip that keeps you trapped in suffering. When you truly accept what is, you create space for transformation. Your consciousness shifts from a state of resistance to a state of receptivity, and in that shift, miracles begin to emerge. This doesn't mean you become passive or stop taking inspired action. Instead, you act from a place of alignment, moving with the natural rhythm of life rather than against it. You become like water, flexible, adaptable, powerful in its ability to shape reality, not through force, but through gentle, persistent presence. Your breath becomes a bridge between resistance and acceptance. Each inhale carries the potential of surrender. Each exhale releases the need to control. You are learning to trust the intelligence of the universe, to believe that even when you cannot see the entire path, you are being guided. The practice awaits you, a moment of profound connection and remembrance. Picture yourself as a wave, returning peacefully to the ocean's embrace. Feel the boundaries of your individual self dissolving, merging with the vast, infinite intelligence that surrounds and permeates you. In this moment of surrender, you are both the wave and the ocean, separate yet fundamentally united. Chapter 45. The Return to Source. You stand at the threshold of ultimate understanding, where the boundaries of self dissolve into a luminous recognition of interconnectedness. Josie Ann Hooper's journey reveals the most profound teaching of all. The illusion of separation is just that, an illusion. Close your eyes and feel the subtle vibration of existence coursing through you. This is not merely your personal energy, but the universal pulse that connects all living things. The luminous home beyond form is calling you, not as a distant destination, but as the very essence of your being. You are not separate from the divine. You are the divine experiencing itself through human awareness. Clifford Ray Ellis understood this mystery deeply. He discovered that every gesture, every breath, every moment of existence is a sacred expression of infinite love. When you truly grasp this understanding, something miraculous happens. The walls between you and the universe begin to dissolve. Your individual identity becomes transparent, revealing the boundless consciousness that has always been your true nature. This is not a concept to be understood intellectually, but a living, breathing reality to be experienced. Every lesson you've encountered about thought, emotion, manifestation, and surrender has been guiding you to this singular revelation. You are not a separate entity struggling to connect with the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself through the unique lens of your consciousness. Imagine for a moment the profound liberation in this understanding. All the struggles, the fears, the limitations you've perceived begin to lose their grip. They are like shadows dissolving in the light of your true nature. Your journey has never been about becoming something more, but about remembering what you already are. The interpretation of all previous teachings converges here. Oneness is not a distant spiritual concept, but the fundamental truth of existence. Every experience you've had, every challenge you've faced, has been the universe exploring itself through you. Your joy, your pain, your moments of struggle and triumph, all are sacred expressions of the infinite playing within the realm of form. In this moment of recognition, you are both the observer and the observed, the experiencer and the experience. The boundaries between inner and outer, between self and other, become as permeable as morning mist. You are a living, breathing expression of the cosmic dance, simultaneously unique and universal. Your breath becomes a bridge of understanding. Each inhale draws in the infinite. Each exhale merges back into the vast ocean of consciousness. You are not separate from the source. You are the source experiencing itself through the beautiful, complex instrument of human awareness. The practice awaits you, a moment of profound remembrance and connection. Silently affirm, I am the source experiencing itself as joy. Rest in the radiant stillness that follows, allowing the truth of your infinite nature to wash through you, dissolving all illusions of separation. If you enjoyed this audiobook, I created a free ebook version for you. You can download it using the link in the pinned comment. Conclusion. You have traversed a landscape of inner discovery, where each chapter has been a mirror reflecting the profound truth. You are not separate from the creative force of existence, but its very embodiment. The forbidden metaphysics you've explored are not arcane secrets, but the natural language of consciousness itself. Every story of transformation, from Carrie Mae Dalton's Mirror of Possibility to Josie Ann Hooper's luminous sensing of home beyond form, has been a thread in the grand tapestry of awakening. You've learned that your thoughts are not mere mental chatter, but sculptors of reality. Your emotions are not random experiences, but precise instruments tuning the quantum field of potential. The journey reveals that manifestation is not about forcing outcomes, but about aligning your inner frequency with the harmonious rhythm of the universe. Love emerges as the most potent technology, a vibrational frequency that can reshape molecules, heal wounds, and birth entire realities. You stand now at the threshold of understanding that there is no separation between you and the creative principle. You are not waiting for permission from an external authority, but are the very authority itself. Each breath, each thought, each emotion is a creative act of cosmic significance. The universe speaks your language, responds to your inner state, and dances to the melody of your consciousness. You are not just a participant in creation. You are creation experiencing itself through the unique lens of your awareness. As you integrate these insights, remember, you are the source, experiencing itself as joy, as challenge, as transformation. The magic has always been within you, waiting to be recognized.
If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.